I don't think about it being an image that often until people bring it up, or I see this guy walking around, and I start to laugh, and I go, uh-oh, wait a minute, I think I look like him. So then I compliment him and tell him how good he looks.
Yeah.
Right.
Frank and myself are originally from here, and so it's always exciting just to play in Dallas or anywhere in Texas. And also over the big water, too, when we come over to see you guys.
I was thinking back that we did a stadium show here in October, and we did 80,000 people then, and then to come back 6 months later and sell out, two 20,000 seat shows and have the response like that was really neat. And a lot of people would come up and say, I saw the show in October and I had to come back and see this one. It was neat that they would, want to come back that quick. Actually, last night was just all of our relatives. Tonight is the audience, but last night was just the Hill and Beard clan there. So,
so we'll see how they react tonight.
Yeah. Of course, they liked Dusty last time.
Every girl crazy about a sharp-dressed man.
Being only the three of you in the band, it doesn't give you much time off when you're on stage.
Well, it keeps it interesting, though, there's not much time to look around and daydream, because the other two guys keep it too interesting, But I think we prefer it that way.
It should give you more room around your playing for each of you. Is that part of the philosophy?
Possibly. We're still trying to figure it out.
The freedom of playing with just two other guys has a lot to do with it, I think,
Yeah, you are close on stage. For a while, Frank, you're sitting upstairs, but you moved downstairs.
Yeah, that's the way we used to do. For the first 10 years, I was always down there amongst them, and it seems like as the tours have gone on, my riser has gotten bigger and taller, and now I get to look down on them.
Yeah, so to speak.
Slip inside my sleeping bag. Slip inside my sleeping bag.
of our tunes maybe start with a drum beat, but by the time we all get pumping, it's it's definitely three guys working 100%.
Is there still that improvisation in your playing on stage every night?
Yeah, there's we leave room so that if Billy wants to stretch out a bit more one night than the other, he will. I mean, he doesn't necessarily tell us he's going to, which keeps it interesting, you know. And but there's always room for improvisation, you know. It keeps it, like I said, keeps it interesting.
Room for mistakes.
Plenty of room. Plenty of.
If I chartered me an airplane with a pretty co-pilot too, I'd fly to a planet that was closest to you, and I'd set the tracking system with a safety fuse. Set the countdown for 2000 blues. 2000 blues. 2000 blues.
We're not cotton pickers, you know. We'll never be able to call ourselves the true blues guys like, you know, like Muddy and Howlin' Wolf and all those people. We have an interpretation of the blues that it might have a happier note to it. Now that you mentioned it, I hadn't really thought about that. We don't sing about the traditional blues type things. Our stuff is usually about our car breaking down or our woman stealing our car or something like that.
Which will give you the blues.
Yeah, I mean, that's the blues, but
This move,
Yeah.
that was Frank. Actually, we were doing a shot where the car went by, and the guy said to watch the car go by, and we did that a few times, and it was boring. Frankly, it was boring. So Frank said, "Why don't we do something?" And I think you just here it goes like this. So we did it and didn't think much of it. You know, I didn't know it would turn into a signature there.
Let's hear a little about the CC Top cars. The first, Billy.
Well, it started out as a 33 Ford, and then we got a hold of it. I'm not sure what it is now. Like most of our cars, they kind of go through a transformation. I say our cars, they're really the girls' cars. The girls drive
They
the
get
cars.
to drive them.
What does it take to become a CC Top car?
Has to be old, wrecked, and recyclable.
See, that way we can mold it.
I can't remember. Did you have a special car for the Afterburner? Yes, you did, didn't you? Or was it the same with that featured?
The car, the Eliminator car actually changed itself into the Afterburner machine, which was more of a rocket.
A 33 Ford in space.
You did the recording of the Recycle album in Memphis, Tennessee. Why did you choose Memphis?
Well, we recorded in a different studio this time. And this studio is on Bill Street, you know, the famous blues area. So, therefore, when we took a break, a 5-minute or 10-minute break, we'd go outside and there'd be blues guys playing on those street corners and all these clubs and everything. And the 10-minute break would turn into 2 hours, and we'd come back in the studio kind of revitalized. So that had a lot, I think, quite a bit of influence on the album.
Billy, you'll have to tell me about My Head's in Mississippi, because that's a blues tune, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It's kind of unusual in that it was our way of kind of testing how far blues could go in a modern vein. And the words may be a bit surrealistic, but as Frank mentioned earlier, we're once removed from the immediacy of where blues came from, so now we're left with the task of maybe embodying that feeling, but making it sensible to now instead of trying to pretend that you're somewhere else. So it just came out the way you hear it, and we enjoy it.
I would like to get just an idea of a friendly songwriting session between the three of you.
What we do is put Frank in one corner.
Yeah.
Dusty and I are in the other corner. We sing to Frank. Frank can't quite hear it. He writes down what he thinks we said, and that is
Which
the
is
song.
usually better than what we wrote. So then we massage that around, and it comes out a song.
Good.
See how easy that is?
Yeah.
That's right.
Simple. Just go out and try it.
And that goes both the words and the music also.
Yeah, well, Billy always hears it different from the music. I mean, every night. So until we put it down on the record, it changes constantly.
Okay. The Texas State Legislature inducted you as Texas State Heroes. When did that actually take place?
It unfolded backstage at the last appearance in Houston, Texas. And a number of our friends were present, and it was actually quite surprising for us to be honored with such a distinction, because the last guys that were in, I think, were over 100 years ago.
Yeah, in the Alamo.
And,
Some of those guys.
Yeah.
So it was a big honor. It was very nice. You know, they made a ZZ Top Day across the state and gave us the flag that was flying over the Capitol that day.
Easy for you, sir.
Yeah.
And all this happening only 20 years after you shuffled your way around.
That's right. It was very nice.
Well, we kind of look like those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also last night we got the key to the city of Dallas. You know, which I thought was kind of nice too.
In becoming a Texas State Hero, you joined legends such as Davy Crockett and Jim Bowie. I mean, we know about you, but who are the other guys?
Ooh, you got to watch that before you hear. Yeah, they were in the Alamo, you know.
Yeah.
And it wasn't hard to be in the same company as those guys.
Sure.
In the schools, they teach Texas history before they teach U.S. history. That's how the Texans feel about it. We've been knowing about Jim Bowie and Davy Crockett and Travis and all those guys since we were 5. They were really heroes.
Are they all connected with the Alamo?
Yeah, they all died at the Alamo.
In doing part of my homework and coming over here, I found that Texas has a state song, Texas, My Texas. Which of your songs would you recommend as a Texas official state song if you ever were to pick on one?
Beer drinkers and hellraisers.
Walk through a party in the county jail. Remember there never been to where. If you sing, you never begin to swing. You hear the knockout table sing, let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody, the whole city rock. That's the jailhouse rock. Body mother sitting on a block of stone. Over in the corner, people all alone. Wood city, buddy, don't you be no square. Can't find a partner, use the wood and chair. That's right. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody, the whole city rock. This is the jailhouse rock.
really, your image is timeless. I mean, in 30 years' time, you look exactly like you did when you were 30.
Probably be sitting right here doing something like this
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
You know, or somewhere on the road. You know.
And finally, here's a question from all the ladies in Denmark.
Ah, good.
When at night, do you guys sleep with your beard over or under the blanket?
We should invite them to find that.